All right, so I figure I'm going to do a video real fast about flushing the coolant on a Versys X300. I looked, there doesn't seem to be any videos on how exactly to do this on the internet. So I got it kind of pre-staged. I took the passenger side plastics off, so that's fairly straightforward. The only two tools that I have used are these. So that's just an Allen wrench that fits pretty much all the bolts that take that. And this is a 8mm 1/4 inch socket. So the Allen wrench took this off. It took the plastics down here off. And the 8mm socket is going to be for the two bolts, these two bolts here that go here and here, and that's what holds your coolant reservoir on. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken this apart, taken this off, and kind of put everything where I know where everything is. This is my second bike that I'm going to do this on. I did this on this bike 2 nights ago. So I kind of did all this same stuff on this one. And what I'm doing is I'm replacing the coolant that's in here, the factory coolant, with this stuff. Everything that I read said that this worked better than the factory stuff, and I can tell you, I took my other Versys 300 out yesterday. I left at 6 in the morning. We rode to the mountains, and it was a mix of highway, literally 80, 85 miles an hour, topped out as high as it would go. Well, not really, but I was moving along pretty good. Let me move this over here. So I went from that to the twisties, riding curvy roads, things like that, to went from twisties to we were crawling around on dirt and gravel roads in the middle of nowhere. It was me and 4 other guys. So I got back, I think, at 9 o'clock last night. I rode the living daylights out of that bike. We went everywhere, all over the place. Had a blast. Really showed me what this bike is capable of in so many ways. It's been a fantastic motorcycle. Now this one is my second one that I bought, and I'm actually about to buy another one from a guy I rode with today that upgraded to a V-Strom 800, I think. So this is my second Versys. But either way, sorry. But what I did find, I'm sorry, I lost track of my thoughts here. But with this coolant, the other coolant, once I would hit 5 bars, which is just under overheating with this bike, apparently, it would take the bike a while to cool it off. So you would hit 5 bars if you were in traffic or anything real heavy like that. But then once you got out of traffic, another 5 or 6 minutes, it would drop a bar, and it would be, a more manageable engine temperature. Now, I've heard people say that these particular bikes, 5 bars is okay and it's safe. And there's a breakdown of what each bar is on Facebook somewhere. But essentially, your 5th bar is like 220 degrees. That might be safe, but there is just a part of me that says, no, That's not safe. That's not good. It can't be good on an engine to run that hot for extended periods of time. Now, will it do it? Yeah, it will. Apparently, they last for a long time. But if I can drop that from 220 to, say, 200, and if I can run it 20 degrees cooler, just that little bit, I think it will help the engine last longer, run better, so on and so forth. So I would rather keep it at the 4 bars and below than I would see it stay in the 5th bar range. So we did a lot of crawling, 10, 20 miles an hour up really rough places, and 5 miles an hour, things like that. And that's where I typically see the temperature just stay hot. And usually once it gets to 5 bars, it will stay there for a while. With the engine ice in my other bike, what I found is it would hit 5 bars, the fan would turn on, it would drop it to 4. And it would very quickly transfer the heat away from the engine and to the radiator. So it would do that once the fan kicked on. Once you started going, it was almost, a minute of riding and you would see it immediately drop down to that 4th bar. Not to mention this has got 16,000 miles on it, probably still has the original coolant in it, so I want to go ahead and flush and refill it anyway. So I've got this, I think it was like 20 bucks on Amazon, and that's enough to do one bike. And we bought fluid a while back. We were supposed to buy deionized water, but we actually got distilled water at work, like 50 something gallons of it, and we couldn't really use it for anything, so I brought it home. It was free, so I've got distilled water on the shelf, and that's what I'm going to use to actually flush it. Now I'm doing this with one hand and trying to use the camera with the other hand, so bear with me a little bit. There we go. Okay. So your 8mm wrench, now that I've got all the covers off, and you're only really taking this cover and the one on the other side off, you have 2 bolts. Let's see if I can show you. Right. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. And there we go. This bolt right here. So it's under, there it is right there in the center. So it's under your exhaust header. You're going to take that bolt off. You're going to take this cap off. So I'm going to take that one off real quick. Okay, and it really doesn't take a lot of torque. And I found that the one on top here is almost more of a bleeder. Oh, shoot. There we go. So that's going to drain. You can see where that's coming out. And you want to make sure that you hold on to both the bolt and the aluminum washer. So I'm going to let that come on out, and that is draining this. Okay, now while that's coming out, I'm going to scoop that over, and you're going to make a mess. I mean, it's just part of it with this. Okay. The other bolt, sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand and it's not cooperating, is right there. Just under the water neck right here. So I'll loosen that. It's a lot easier when you're not holding the phone. Oh, shoot. Okay. So there it comes. Okay. And like I said, I've just accepted the fact that I'm going to have a mess to clean up after this. Put my other bolt here. The copper washer is the one that goes under the water neck, and that one goes on the top. So now, what I'm doing is flushing through there with distilled water. So I'm just going to keep pouring, and you can see that what's coming out still got a green tint to it. And so I'm just pouring through that. So you can see that that's coming out more and more clear. Last time I did this, it took about a gallon of distilled water. So go buy you $1 a gallon of distilled water from Walmart. And I just kept filling my radiator. And you can see it's starting to come out clear now, which is what we want. There we go. Okay. And basically, once I do this, this is the hardest part. So it's all draining out. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. And I'm just going to keep flushing. Again, I'm going to make a mess. I want to make myself a great big pan for stuff like this that I can slide under it to catch all this stuff. But in the meantime, this is what I've got. So you can see that now everything's pretty much coming out of here clear. It's been flushed pretty well. Okay, do it. I'm just going to go through the gallon. It don't hurt anything to be thorough. So as I'm flushing through here, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to let this drain for a while. Oh wow, big mess. So as that drains, my freaking hands are slick now. Remember, the one with the copper washer is the one that goes on the bottom end. So I'm going to take this and stick it back in there. Ooh. Ah. Hard to do with slick hands. One-handed. Nice. Now it's even slicker. Okay, now that I'm just gonna snug. And the same with this one. Just kind of blow it off. Alright, I'm gonna stick that one in, but I'm just gonna only put a few threads in it. This is what I had left of what I had yesterday. So go ahead and use the rest of this. Okay. Pour that in there. Oh, shoot. Okay. And I can use this. Sorry, I'm not a good cameraman. Ooh. Okay, here we go again. All right, so again, I'm spilling a bunch of it, but all right, where did I have a funnel? What did I do with that funnel? Here we go. Stick this in there. Okay. Let that go in there. Okay. I think what I am going to do though, well, shoot. Okay. All right. I think you get the idea. I'm going to fill this up. I might take that and just take it out a little bit, let some air get out of the system. Once that's done, I'll button all this back up. I'll fill this up. I'll fill my coolant tank up. And what I did is I filled it to the brim. Now you have an overflow here that comes down to here. Actually, it's right here. And what I had is it was pushing all the excess fluid out of here onto the ground for a little bit. And I had a puddle, you know, yay big. But then I rode it for a really long time and it was fantastic. I didn't have a single problem with it all day yesterday. It performed better than it ever has. So I'm going to just standardize with this on all of my bikes. Now, if you live in a really cold region, I think this will protect you down to about 2 degrees or negative 2 degrees Fahrenheit for freeze point. But I'm in North Carolina and I think the coldest I've seen is about 6. So either way, that's where I'm at. And it's the summer. So even if I have to change the fluid, it's actually not bad for the machine to get a fluid change occasionally. But yeah, there you go. Versys X300. Fill that, button everything back up. Run it for a little while. Make sure that you keep an eye on your coolant level. After that, you're good. So it took me substantially longer to find all this crap yesterday, but you get the idea. So hope that helps somebody. Have a good day. Bye.